Okay, let's talk about some myths about shingles. Y'all have a lot of questions and I've got some answers. I'm Tiffany, I'm a physician assistant. I'm also a GLP-1 advocate. So I help people get access to GLP-1s that don't have access through traditional insurance. So if that's something that you're struggling with, there are some links over here in my bio that hopefully will help you out. So shingles is caused by a virus called varicella zoster. It's the exact same virus that caused chickenpox if you had that when you were a kid. So once you have chickenpox, that virus never leaves your body. It goes dormant and lives somewhere in your spinal column. Then one day, years, even decades later, it reactivates in the form of shingles. Why does this happen? A lot of times it's because the immune system forgets what chickenpox looks like after years and years and years. And a combination of weakened immune system and stress or illness can bring this out. So people over the age of 50 are much more likely to see the virus reactivate in the form of shingles, but you can get it much younger. So super common question, is it contagious? And the answer is kind of. So you can't catch shingles from somebody, but the shingles rash, the fluid that is in those blisters, can actually give someone chickenpox if they've never had chickenpox, or if they've never had the chickenpox vaccine. Now you've actually got to come into contact with the fluid from those blisters. It's not contagious through the air. And there's a very small number of people who have not been either vaccinated for chickenpox or had chickenpox as a kid. But we worry about newborns, we worry about pregnant women because of the baby that they're carrying, and we also worry about people with immunocompromised immune systems. So those folks, we worry about actually getting the virus. But for the most part, if you've already had chickenpox, you're safe. But it is pretty important that if you actually have shingles and it's on an area of your body that is open, then you probably need to cover the rash, cover those blisters so they don't pop and can be a problem for other people. What about the vaccine? So they do have a shingles vaccine. It's called Shingrix. It's a 2-part vaccine. You get each dose at least 2 months apart. And if you complete the 2 doses, it's over 90% effective in keeping people from getting shingles. But a lot of people wonder if they've already had shingles, should they even bother getting the vaccine? And the answer is yes, you should go ahead and get the vaccine, even if you've already had shingles, because you actually can get shingles again. So if you're 50 and older, you can get the Shingrix vaccine, or if you're 19 and older and you have a low immune system, you could also get the Shingrix vaccine. So about 1 in 3 people will have shingles in their lifetime, and about 15% of those people will have something that we call postherpetic neuralgia, which is where the pain from shingles never leaves. It is very, very painful, and I absolutely hate to see when people have this condition because it can be absolutely debilitating. So bottom line, shingles is preventable, but you don't want to learn this the hard way. So if we can prevent shingles, we always try to get people to get the vaccine to prevent it. And certainly if you have already had shingles, but it was a light case, you want to go ahead and prevent having another case in the future. One important note, if you've never had chickenpox before, then you cannot get the Shingrix vaccine. So if you're unsure, you need to talk to your provider because there is some blood testing that we can do to check and see if you actually had chickenpox and you maybe just were too young to remember, or maybe you never actually broke out. So I know that can be strange, but it can happen. So, all right, if you liked this content, then follow me for more health related stuff.